welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. Good morning. Last coffee sip, I think, although I think I got a little bit left in there. Welcome back to the NBA Bit, boys and girls, or however you identify. We got a fun one for you today. We had some basketballs last night, and we had a feisty one if you stayed up late. I'll be honest, I fell asleep like halfway through the fourth quarter. I made it till the fourth, though. I was proud of myself since we've been burning it at both ends of the candle or whatever the heck the saying is. So it was a busy one. We had some Celtics, some Magic, some Cavs, some Heat, and then, of course, the Rockettes and the Golden State Warriors. A pretty fun one. Appreciate everybody tuning in today. If it's your first time here at the NBA Bit, thanks for being here. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Come on back. We do this every single freaking day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll have some SORARE MLB and NBA content mañana, tomorrow. This is the only show today. Because my voice is slowly dying. But more importantly than me dying. Who's in the chat? We got Cameron Quinlan. What's up, Cam? Good morning. The Celtics are the balls. That is the first comment we needed today to start it. We love to see it. Common Man was focusing his energy on Avalanche and Stars, to each their own. We got Matic Auto Stubbs in the chat. Let's go. Porzingis was like taking Easter a little too seriously, right? We had the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit of blood coming down his face last night. It was crazy. But enough of that. Enough dilly-dally. And we had some stuff get down last night, and with the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors, which if we wanted to be like real dramatic about it, an injury that changed everything. Jimmy Butler went down last night in a pretty scary one. Hopefully he's okay. There reports of pelvic contusion, which a lot of Warriors have dealt with this season so far, which is kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with the pelvises in the Bay Area, but I believe Steph dealt with one, Pajemski dealt with one. Sounds like they could miss anywhere from 1 to 3 games, which in the regular season, not a huge deal. In the postseason, a little bit of a deal. Let's take a look here at at the injury that went down. I'm going to share the clip here of it happening, and then we can talk about it for a little bit because, I'm sure the internet was really solid with their takes about this injury. But here we go. Can we see that? Okay. Yeah. Let's blow this up a little bit. So this is the injury here. You see there's a little scuffle. Hold on. Let me get this back from the beginning. Let's start back at 1. Shut up, Brian McKnight. All right, here we go. You're going to see Amin Thompson's got the ball right here. You see Draymond right here. You see Jimmy over here. Ready? Let's do it. Play.
12 rebounds in game 1.
Oh, God. He landed so hard, man. He landed so hard.
You know what?
Just
Mike
like
Thompson
boom,
got tripped.
went down really
Obviously
hard.
Didn't do that on purpose.
DJ P says,
that
is what are we talking about?
scary
Karma?
and
What do you mean? What
dangerous.
did you?
And Jimmy
What's
Butler
the karma?
landed
Let's see it one
right
more
on
time.
that.
Hold on. Oops.
12 rebounds in game 1.
I hate that you can hear it. You know what I mean? You can hear his ass to floor. You say belt to ass. That was wood to ass. Pause. That was rough. Maggie Carter said they have their own OBGYN probably on staff now. Well done. Listen, guys. I know the first instinct Warriors fans were like, Amin Thompson, my ass. That's the dirtiest play I've ever seen in my entire life. And then everybody was like, this is Draymond did this. If Draymond wasn't such a dirty player with Amin, then Jimmy... guys, this was just, you're not going to believe this, but sometimes in playoff basketball, the intensity is up and the physicality is also up. There was nothing dirty about this. Amin Thompson wasn't launching himself into Jimmy Butler. Amin wasn't like, hey, if I catapult myself forward, maybe I can catch Jimmy's feet to take him out from under him. And so he lands on his ass. And Draymond wasn't like, it's just physical. And it looked like, it looked like Draymond pushed him. Yeah, but not, you're right. But not in a way that he was like, hurrah! Like it just was physicality, man. That's just what's going to happen sometimes. And it was unfortunate. And you could see, but just by Draymond and Steph's reaction, again, like you can see it right there. But just with how like loud it was, it sucks, man. And you don't want to see injuries dictate a playoff series, but this happens every year. Every year, somebody goes down, and it's tough. And it'll be curious to see how Golden State responds to this. I will say, I kind of thought Houston was going to win game 2, anyways. They were favored going into it. I just didn't see them dropping both games at home, and they had like their second half of game 1. I felt like they really had figured something out. And they were off to a decent start here, but this obviously flips the series because Steph, if Steph is the option 1, 2, 3, and 4, they're cooked. They're cooked. And I agree with Maga Carpin there. Like if Jimmy misses game 3, but is ready to go for game 4, then I think it's manageable, right? Because their goal is to get back to Houston at 2-2. They had already did their job in Houston by stealing one of those games. Now they just have to survive games 3 and 4 and try to get one of them to then make it a 3-game series. And if they're healthy, my concern though is like there's no way Jimmy's going to be 100% coming back from this. And it's, if they were playing the Memphis Grizzlies where it's just this up and down offensive game, that's one thing. But this is just such a knockdown, drag out slog that I just don't. I don't love this for Golden State. What a hot take here this morning. I don't love the injury of Jimmy Butler for Golden State. So that is a tough scene there. Let's talk about the game a little bit more. Like besides just the Jimmy Butler injury, but there like. One other thing. Sorry, I knew there was a second video I wanted to show. There was a scuffle later in the game, and I just want to give Tari Eason some love here. We're going to look at Tari Eason. Let's take a look at it right here. Tari Eason. Now, pay attention. So Tari's right here, okay? Tari is right here. I want you to see what Tari does here. Also, check out this guy's shirt. That's a great shirt. I don't know who that is. Love the shirt. All right, Tari Eason, we're over here. Ready? Here we go.
Motion. He doesn't want to take a chance.
Throws the towel. Also, and lands the towel right into Spencer's face. Going to give him more love for the accuracy. Bang! Got him. That's great. Good stuff by Tari Eason. I thought that was very, very impressive. A great point here. They'll have Sweater Lady for games 3 and 4. I do think that is a good point. And then Regulator 2 saying Kuminga has a chance to prove himself now. Listen, I was waiting for Steve Kerr to still not play Jonathan Kuminga, even with no Jimmy Butler. But Kerr had to bury his ego there. Kuminga ends up playing 24 minutes in this one. So let's pull up the boxy score and talk about it a little bit. One of the craziest things, more so than the Jimmy Butler injury, than the stat line, Jalen Green revealed that his pregame meal is chicken Alfredo. He is having chicken Alfredo pregame. All right, that's what, and you know what? That only reminds me that the goats eat chicken Alfredo pregame. And if you forget who else does that, it's not just Jalen Green; it's also Michael freaking Scott. Never forget, right before the Michael Scott's Dunder Mifflin 5K, whatever that full title is, right there, chicken Alfredo. So Jalen Green and Michael Scott built different. And who's to say you shouldn't eat chicken Alfredo pregame, because Jalen Green went for 38 points last night. Shout out Steve Genty in our group chat, who was saying maybe Jalen Green has been reading the tweets, because look at this: 13 for 25 from the field, 8 for 18 from 3, finishes with 38.6 times, 4 boards, 3 steals. It seemed like it was a more controlled aggression last night from Jalen Green, where in game 1 was just kind of chicken with his head cut off, chicken Alfredo with his head cut off, bang, 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 just like sprinting around to the rim and not really finishing anything. Last night, a little bit more controlled aggression. Amin Thompson didn't do too much offensively. He had 11, but he took out Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry. Dylan Brooks had 16. How about the Gooner, though? Sengun, 17 points, 16 boards, 7 dimes, 2 steals. Little Jokic light from him. Fred VanVleet still not shooting the ball well. 2 for 8, 1 for 7 from 3. He had 7. And then Tari Eason was great in the first half, knocked down a couple of big shots. Went 6 for 9 from the field, knocked down 2 threes. He had 14 points. But the more important thing, again, is Golden State was held to just 94 points, right? And you look at it, Steph had 20. He was a -3 on the floor. Draymond continues to be kind of a non-factor. Obviously he's a factor defensively and in their offensive scheme, but he's just not going to put up numbers in this series. He had 4 stocks, 3 steals and a block, also had 5 turnovers, 8, 5, and 1, only 1 assist from him. Steph finished with 29 and 5 on a 6 for 15 shooting night. And then Moses Moody gave him 12. Podziemski pregame got a late questionable tag because he had a tummy ache, started the game, then had to go to the locker room right after Jimmy did to go. I think they were sharing bathrooms, right? Jimmy was checking his butt his own butt, and then Podziemski was throwing up. And then off the bench, Kuminga came in and he was fine. 11 points, 3 boards, 2 dimes. You get 12 from Quentin Post. But look at how many guys they had to play last night. Look at this rotation. So they're starting 5. Kuminga got 26 minutes. Looney got 13. And then you got 11 from Santos, 25 from Post, 16 from Buddy, 12 from Gary Payton, 12 from Pat Spencer. Steve Kerr was just kind of throwing darts at the dartboard, being like, can we get anybody here? Again, I think Houston was going to take this game anyways. I did not see them dropping both games at home. I thought they really did figure something out in the second half of game 1. But now, I mean, the series flips pretty aggressively if there's no Jimmy Butler. So he'll have an MRI, I believe, today. So hopefully by the end of the day, we have a little bit more news. I would be shocked if he plays in game 3. And now the real issue for Golden State here. So game 3 is not till Saturday. So they have a couple of days. But then I believe game 4 is on Monday. So it's just kind of one day off in between 3 and 4. So they got to just pray that he's good to go for game 4, because if he's out for both game 3 and 4, they're going to need 65 points from Steph in one of those in order to get a W. And I don't see that happening. I mean, I was leaning Houston in this series anyways. And then I panicked after they won game 1, but without Jimmy, we know what this team, without Jimmy, they are an 8 seed or a 9 seed, you know? I know that fall was so painful, man. It was so loud. And I agree with this other comment, too. You said Houston needs this from Jalen to do anything in these playoffs. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they need 38 a game, but they need Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet to at least be a threat to score. And that they weren't in game 1. They absolutely were not. So game 2 was good to see that. And again, yeah, Saturday, game 3, it'll be pretty spicy there. But it really does change the landscape of the postseason. I'm sure both the Lakers and the Timberwolves are looking at that being like, wait, so it's either Golden State with a butthurt Jimmy Butler, or now it's Houston. It shakes up the landscape of that a little bit. So good win for Houston. Let's hope Jimmy's healthy. Like, I do want Houston to advance in the series, but I want it done right. Okay. I don't want it injury laden. I want it done right. I know Phoenix is aggressively rooting for Jimmy to be okay, because they want Houston to flame out in the first round so they can be like Kevin Durant. All right. Anything else on that Houston Warriors game? I think we head over to Boston if you guys don't have anything else here. Celtics fans, roller coaster of emotions here in this game as the Beantown boys take it 109-1 honey. We have yet another game where Paolo and Franz combine for 1,000,000 points and nobody else does a gosh darn thing. So Paolo and Franz combined for 57. Paolo had 32, 9, and 7, 2 blocks. No turnovers from Mr. Banchero, 12 for 25 from the field. Missed 5 free throws, though. And then Franzi, 25, 4, and 4. That 3-point shot, man, this is like my one concern for Franz. What happened to that 3-point shot, man? Where'd it go? He took one from above the break that it looked like it was just like a slider. Like there was not a shot in hell from the second it left his hands. Just like, it was crazy. There you go. Have never actually physically been butthurt. We did it. We swung it in there. Celtics, man, Jaylen Brown, if you were concerned about his knee, he looked A-OK last night. He was awesome. JB was cooking from start to finish. I believe he had 8 of the Celtics' first 10 points. I think he had a 10-point first quarter. Finishes the game with a pretty efficient 12 for 19 from the field, knocking down 5 of 7 from threes. So we never know which Celtic is going to crush from three-point land, but we know at least one of them is going to do it. Game 1, it was Derek White, 7 for 12. Game 2, it was JB, 5 for 7. And then Fast PP, fresh off his 6th man of the year, he went 3 for 6 from 3. Kristaps Porzingis, man, he had I mentioned this after game 1, and I mean, it obviously became clear in game 2 because there was no Jason Tatum in this one. But Porzingis just has such a mismatch, whether like the Magic are putting Franz Wagner on him. You saw him get him down at the foul line and just kind of big boy him. Finishes with 20 and 10, even though he missed all 5 of his 3-point attempts. And he was just aggressive. He got to the line 14 times in this one. Again, it was a lot of like foul shots right at the free throw. I mean, I'm sorry. It was a lot of drawn fouls right at the 3-point line. So that was pretty good for Boston. And again, like Orlando put up a fight, right? Only down 2 at the end of the one, only down 3 at halftime. Then in the third quarter for the second straight game, Celtics spread the lead a little bit and then hold on to win 109-100. Though Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, what's going on, bro? What is going on with KCP? He tried to start a fight with Al Horford. Guys, Al Horford is like 55, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? Don't fight Al. Got into it with Al. Al's eyelashes are too nice to try to fight that man. Okay, come on. I don't like what KCP's doing. Game 1 it was Tatum. Game 2, Al. Stop it. They also not KCP. Goga Batazzi got out there and made KP bleed from the head, and that was some pretty funky stuff. It made it to the thumbnail. But Kristaps Porzingis, man, nobody's happier to be in Boston than Kristaps Porzingis. He might change his last name to Kristaps O Porzingis just to fit in a little bit more Irishly. He seems to just be thriving in it, right? Goes to the locker room, comes back out. He looks like he's got a butterfly stitches or whatever. Came back out with a big old Band-Aid on his forehead like he had a pimple pop or something. And everybody's just losing their shit for him. Just good stuff there. So Boston now, game 3, they only have one game off one day off between games 2 and 3. They go to Orlando for game 3. And now the biggest question mark for Boston moving forward is, do they think Jason Tatum is healthy for game 3? It sounds like he is. They kept that doubtful tag on Tatum all day yesterday. Did not rule him out until about an hour before tip, I think. And the reporting too was just that it was something that would take a couple of days for him to heal, and it's a pain tolerance thing. And I really do think Boston was like, we can beat Orlando with or without Tatum. Let's just give him the rest. I do think it is regular said 42 minutes for Brown. Good thing they will sweep the series or 5 games at worst. Yeah, I do. But I think that was actually a good sign. To see Jaylen Brown play those minutes. I don't think they would have been running him out there for 40 plus minutes if they didn't think he could physically handle it. But I think if you're Boston, this is like my UB Brown. If you're the Boston Celtics right now, you have to feel good with where you're at. But up 2-0. And I mean, you look at what we have tonight between game 3 of the Knicks and the Pistons, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but that feels like it's going at least 6 games. And if you're Boston and you can finish the weekend with a sweep, bring the brooms out, get up 4-0, and then just sit back and watch Jalen Brunson play 55 minutes a game while Asar Thompson is just fouling the hell out of him. I think Boston's going to feel pretty comfortable heading into round 2 as long as they can all stay healthy. D-Rose, thanks for hanging, man. So yeah, anyways, good win for Boston. It's hard to take too much away from some of these series, like when it's Boston, Orlando, or Cleveland and Miami, which we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, Celtics look good. Hopefully they can stay healthy. DJP saying, I think the Magic can steal one at home. Well, yeah. DJP, were you somebody there? I remember there were a couple people in the chat being like, watch out for Orlando. This one could go 6 or 7. I don't think it was DJP, but there was some of that chatter early on when we were doing some playoff previews. And I will say, listen, Orlando is fighting, man. Orlando is fighting. But again, look at this roster here of guys outside, not named Paolo and Franz. Wendell Carter Jr. had 16-8. He went 3 for 3 from 3, by the way, just out there chucking. But he had 16-8. That's fine. Corey Joseph, 7 and 3. You got 3 points from KCP. KCP's out here hurting more people than scoring. 3 points, 4 boards, 0 for 6 from 3. Jonathan Isaac played 7 minutes and did nothing. You had Goga Batazzi played 8 minutes. Anthony Black, we did mention we thought Anthony Black was going to get a little bit more run, especially with no Tatum in this one. He played 23 minutes. Cole Anthony played 5. This team is if you're Orlando, you have to feel good that Paolo and Franz seem to be up for the occasion, but their roster needs help, and Suggs obviously would help that. Would help but more on the defensive end than the offensive end. And I think you start looking at some of these playoff teams that might be breaking up heading into next season, whether it is the Memphis Grizzlies. I saw a regulator put Trae Young in the chat. Whether it's Trae Young, I don't know. I don't know what the move is, but clearly they need some more perimeter help with offensive creation, because it would make Paolo and Franz that much more dangerous if they had real shooting behind them. And that's why you brought somebody like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in there. However, KCP may be having his worst season shooting in his career. Cole Anthony is just not that guy. And maybe this is not the series for him, but I mean, Cole Anthony, when the Magic are healthy, Cole Anthony's pretty much out of the rotation. And now, because they're missing so many dudes, he's had to play a lot more. And even now in this series, he's only playing 5 to 7 minutes a game. So Cole Anthony is cooked. It can't be him. But they have to figure it out. Maggie Carp says maybe when the Bucks fire sale because Giannis wants out, they take Dame off the Bucks' hands. Yeah, maybe. That actually would be kind of a fun fit there.
And there's no state tax in Florida, so maybe Damian Lillard would want to be there, you know?
I like that take, actually, because Milwaukee is cooked. But I like that take. All right, I think that's enough on Boston and Orlando. Orlando will be a fun team to watch in the postseason. It probably feels like a step back after last season. They were the 5 seed. They go 7 games against Cleveland, right? And you're probably like, oh, we're going to make progress. And what I would say is that when they were healthy for those 3 games at the beginning of the season, they were good. I mean, they even stayed in like the top 4 in the East or top 5 in the East for a while. Before like the Suggs injury that seemed to like really crater them. Will I be going to any playoff games? Listen, I've already slid into John's DMs over at SORARE being like, we should make some content if the Knicks play the Celtics in round 2, but I would like to go to a game. But those tickets are so freaking expensive, man. It's hard. It's hard to get in the Garden. But Boston Base, if you want to send me, you can. Let's talk about the last game of the night, and we have to start with. I think I'm my coach of the year vote. It was right here. I'd already made it. I already said it was Kenny Atkinson, and then Kenny Atkinson went deep in his bag and what might be the first ever coach poster on a referee. Normally, when we talk about posters, we're talking about dunks. This was a dunk, but a different dunk. Kenny Atkinson does not agree with the call. What? This is in your face. Ready? Look at this.
Looking like he might have gotten out of the way, and Kenny Atkinson
Right in the face. Let's go one more time. One more time.
Kenny Atkinson.
Let's go, dude. That's sick, man. Hot like Cavs in 4 for the next 2 rounds. Like, how do you not fight for this guy? How do you not? There we go. Thank you, Boston Base. Thank you. How do you not fight for that? That's sick. Oh man, the eye contact he made. It almost looked like he was teeing up the referee. That was some BDE. Totally agree. Shout out Kenny Atkinson, man. I love that. Also, some crazy Darius Garland quotes after the game. I almost thought they were AI. I'm still nervous that they are AI, but let me pull this up right here. Legion Hoops tweeted it out yesterday. Give me last night after the game. So he had 21 and 9 in this game, and this is him talking after the game. Hold on, let me share screen. Let's get this up there, girl. Here we go, Darius.
Since the guys at the trade deadline, Miami's been really good at turning teams over, but the first 2 games, you guys have really held on to it. Just what's the key to playing clean basketball like that against a team like that?
Pick on Tyler Hero and take care of the ball. Don't play in tight spaces.
Pick on Tyler Hero. Went out there and said the quiet thing out loud. Said the quiet thing out loud, Darius Garland. Incredible stuff. And they're right, man. That is what's happening. The guards for the second straight game just lighting Tyler Hero up. You know what? We just pretend this video is backlit by Dashboard Confessionals. Also, I don't see Stan Loves in the chat today, and I wonder why. But we'll drop the Tyler Hero video, but I want you to picture just like Dashboard in the background, screaming infidelity. It is Tyler Hero, and it was him getting cooked. So in game 1, they combined for 85 points. The 3 guards of Ty Jerome, Donovan Mitchell, and Darius Garland. Game 2, Donovan continues to be a 30-point playoff performer. You guys know that I've made fun of Donovan Mitchell in my time doing basketball content, but man, it was tough. It was tough. Wait, yeah, no, Hero cooked on the offensive end for sure, Stan. That was about defense, Stan. Your team gave up 121 points. The guards combined for 51 again, the 2 starting guards. And the Cavs feel so confident after the game. Oh, regular said you couldn't hear it. Darius Garland said they were like, how are you so effective? And Garland said, will you pick on Tyler Hero? They said it. They said it out loud. Garland had 21 and 9. Mitchell 36 and 6. Mobley showed up with 20 and 6. Allen was just 9 and 8. Strus gave him 14, and then they got 12 from DeAndre Hunter off the bench. Miami kept this one a little interesting, but the second quarter they got outscored 43-27, and once that happened, they weren't coming back. Hero went 4 for 11 from 3, 14 for 24 from the field. He had 33, 6, and 5. Davion, I will say, man, like Miami, congrats on the Davion Mitchell stuff, though. I love Davion Mitchell. I think that is going to be like a good piece moving forward. And I don't know if it's in Miami or where, but his Khalil Ware, nice. But he's like his offensive game has changed enough. Like I feel like he's become a better facilitator than we have seen in the past, and I like it. I'm just shout out Davion. You got Ware again, only played 19 minutes. I was telling you he's just not playable in the playoffs yet. 7-4. Bam had 11, 14, and 9, almost like a Sabonis line there. Maggie Carp said, Hero isn't like Luka where teams try to pick on Luka and then Luka can turn it on defensively. Hero literally cannot. Yeah, you can't. You can't. Random question, but will you be live for the lottery draft? The NBA one. Yeah. We'll fire up for that. And yeah, I just like maybe Hero needs to drink more beer. I'll tell you what. Nico Harrison will not be trading for Tyler Hero. Listen, I don't think there's too much to take away from this. Miami is not a playoff caliber team right now, or like at least not compared to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Miami's another team where the offseason, I'm fascinated to see how they're going to do it. I'm fascinated how they are going to approach the offseason and what do you do with this roster moving forward? Because they kind of feel like they're in no man's land, and I think they are banking on that they are Miami. Again, no state tax in Florida. And they're like they'll get a star there. And again, the buzz building out of Milwaukee with Giannis and the Bucks being down 0-2, and Giannis, continuing to say on different platforms that I want to win and that I need another ring. So I don't know. Maybe you're banking on that, and then what will be fun about that is we can have all of the Miami media and fans, if Giannis doesn't go to Milwaukee, blame Milwaukee ownership for you not being able to get a star like you did with Damian Lillard. So that will be fun, of course. But yeah. Anyways, Cavs 2-0. It really does feel like we are just in a great crash course of Cleveland and Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I don't want to just poo-poo on Detroit or New York, but I don't really see either of those teams giving any sort of real problems to Boston in the second round. And Indiana, I do think like we should talk about them a little bit as a second round matchup for Cleveland. I do think they are like Indiana's just playing really good basketball right now. I think they're an interesting matchup for Cleveland. I still think I would take Cleveland in it, but I think Pacers could give them fits for a little bit. Like maybe you stretch that game out. But I let's talk about tonight's schedule here for a second, because I do want to mention I do want to talk some Knicks Pistons here for a second. I think the Knicks might be in trouble, guys. I really do. The Knicks are favored by 1.5 in this one, but again, they stole the Pistons stole game 2 without like Beasley shooting the ball, without Tim Hardaway Jr. shooting the ball. Now you get these guys back home where role players typically play a little bit better, right? I just kind of think that we might be in for a Pistons win and then an all-time New York media collapse. Because if the Pistons win game 2, run it back, Philly. Oh, welcome back, by the way. I think your first time here was yesterday, right? If the Pistons win game 2, just get ready, because the 2 things that are going to get talked about, or 3 things probably, Karl Anthony Towns, Tom Thibodeau, and the New York Post is just going to be like Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges for who? And for the Knicks to make all of these moves and to build specifically to attack this Eastern Conference, looking at the Celtics, right? And then to not get out of the first round, right? Because at least they were in the honeymoon phase last season where it was like the first time they were good like this. They had real promise, and then the team just physically broke down. And I think we all agree that if they were healthy, they would have made it to at least the Eastern Conference Finals and maybe given the Celtics some trouble. But this team this season, as currently constructed, has yet to play defense, and they have yet to beat a good team in the regular season. And Detroit, Detroit is a really good story, and Cade has blossomed into an all-NBA player, and they've got some really fun pieces. I think Duren is still young and exciting, but I don't know what his ceiling looks like. Asar Thompson is still figuring it out offensively, but is a great defender. Malik Beasley still bitching about not winning Sixth Man of the Year, but could have been. Tim Hardaway Jr., a little resurgence here. Tobias Harris feels good, but they should not be in this series against New York. New York. You have your starting 5 should rival no other starting 5 in the league between Bridges, OG, Josh Hart, Brunson, and Cat. And somehow a team coached by Tom Thibodeau isn't playing a lick of defense and can't beat anybody that's better than them, or anybody on their level. And yeah, the regular said Bridges for KD is destined. And I don't know. I don't know what they do moving forward because the flexibility of their roster is not like the easiest, right? They already kind of blew their load on that Bridges move. Tom Thibodeau for sure would be out. Now, again, I say all of this to say, like, the Knicks could come out and win by 30 tonight and just shut everybody up. I think that the real key to look for tonight is how they use Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns, I think he took 10 shots, right, in game 2. And there was 3 people to blame for that. Jalen Brunson for not getting the ball, Karl Anthony Towns for not calling for the ball, Tom Thibodeau for not orchestrating that Karl Anthony Towns got the ball. And that is their biggest mismatch. Now, Brunson is playoff ball. The ball needs to be in Brunson's hands. He's going to create. Yes, of course. I get it. But, like, that is their biggest advantage. They had no Isaiah Stewart. B-ball Paul Reed getting in the mud was all over the place in that game. And somehow they don't take advantage of Cat on Duren the whole game. And I know they, like, moved assignments around a bunch. I think they threw Duren on, not OG. Who did they throw Duren on Bridges? I know they were moving shit around a little bit. You just can't. Like, Cat has to be the best player tonight. He has to. And if they don't do it, if Detroit wins this game, if somehow we come back to game 5 and Detroit's up 3-1, because we're going to get a Bridges game or a Hardaway Jr. game. Like, someone in Detroit is knocking down 6 threes tonight. You can book that. Just because the role players typically play a little bit better at home and New York doesn't play defense. So, I don't know. I kind of like Knicks are favored by 1.5. I think I would take a little Detroit money line there. We have OKC Memphis. Just forfeit the game. Bro, forfeit the game. I don't want to watch it. Also, listen, if we can flex like the Panthers off of a Sunday night game in the NFL, we can flex OKC Memphis off TNT. There is absolutely no reason for us to turn on national TV tonight to watch the JV squad of the OKC Thunder lighting up the Memphis Grizzlies. We're going to be watching Isaiah Joe play 20-plus minutes probably. We're going to be watching Caruso running around. We're going to be watching Jalen Williams, the big one. Like, we don't need to watch this game when we have Denver and the Clippers at 10 o'clock. What are we doing, Adam Silver? You want the ratings up? Come on, go there. What are we doing? Oh, NBA TV. Come on. We had listen, death, taxes, and making sure the worst NBA series plays all of their games on NBA TV. And somehow we got it wrong tonight, Adam Silver. Unbelievable. NBA TV, my ass. OKC Memphis. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We get to watch Ja Morant smiling and laughing his ass off on the bench while they're down 25. Gross. And like, for anybody saying, oh, well, Memphis is coming home, so like maybe it's a more competitive game, go look at the box score. Like, Ja, Bane, and Jaren Jackson Jr. all played decent in game 2, and they got cooked. It's cooked. Run it back, Philly says, Jalen Brunson foul baits on historic level, and the basketball guards are punishing him. Maybe, but I'll say the same thing about Brunson that I said about Jokic. I think everybody foul baits now. Everybody does. But you're right. The Brunson stuff's getting a little out of control. But anyways, I think we should talk just for a second about Denver, LA. They got LA favored by 5.5. Michael Porter Jr., it sounds like the Nuggets feel pretty good that he's going to play tonight. I'm curious how effective he can be. If it's really like a sprained left shoulder, I mean, he still should be able to get his shots up, but I'm a little bit more concerned about what he does on the glass, right? On game 2, I know game 1, he was MIA. They had to put a bolo out for him, but game 2, he had 15 boards. And like, that is one of the biggest advantages Denver has had over the Clippers. I think they out-rebounded them by like 20 or like 15, somewhere between 15 and 20 in game 2. And that is where they're going to need their advantage. And I'm also like fascinated to see how Jokic plays tonight, just with how like sloppy he was at the end of game 2. But this is going to, obviously, I feel like whoever wins this game is going to win the series. That's kind of how I feel about game 3 tonight. And like, maybe do we see some more Bogdanovich points? Bogey's really struggled in this series. Got cooked on defense in game 1, and then game 2 just couldn't get the shot to fall. He only played 15 minutes. Ben Simmons, as I mentioned, was limited to 8 minutes in his most recent game. So I imagine it's mostly a 7.5 man rotation with Batum and Derek Jones Jr. being the 2 main cogs, with Bogdan coming off too. And then maybe do we finally get a Norman Powell game? I feel like we're due for Norman to go 5 for 8 from 3. Is it tonight? Also, I'm kind of excited for Clippers fans, man. First playoff series in the Intuit Dome. I think actually Jeb Bush, our guy in the chat, is going to be there either tonight or for game 4. But the wall's going to be bumping. And then Paul George won't be playing. So it's all things. It's all things. Can we just have Ben Simmons be a Nugget? He'd be perfect for the non-Jokic minutes. Guys, I'm done with the Ben Simmons thing. I think it's over. I think it's over. Ben Simmons destined to go home and play in Australia. I think we're cooked. But anyways, that was last night and tonight's action here. I'm going to take Detroit to win this one. I'm going to take Denver to win, and I'm going to take OKC to win. So 1 home team, 2 road teams. That's where I'm going. There was something else I thought we needed to get to tonight that happened basketball-wise yesterday, but I'm blanking on it now. Just a reminder, too, we're doing another Splash Sports contest. We've got the Thirsty Thursday playoff edition, a little $5 action. Let me share that. Regulator said, can Kawhi put up another game like the last one? I mean, Kawhi looks as healthy as he's ever been, right? He really does. So anyways, Thirsty Thursday, come hang out on Splash Sports. I'll refer a friend. I'll share a link. Yeah, I mean, I think I feel comfortable with Kawhi, man. He looks good. Like as long as he's gonna be healthy. The Shannon Sharp stuff, I don't super want to talk about. I'll just say I think I made this point on playback when everybody made jokes when the first announcement came out about it. And everybody made jokes about it. And I was like, yeah, man, this is like an alleged sexual assault thing. So I'm not going to be quick to jump and make some jokey jokes about it. And then sure enough, like the news came out that there was an alleged, they offered a $10 million settlement that the accuser or the alleged victim turned down. And that's weird. 10 million is that's a big number. That's a big number for a settlement. So anyways, I don't want to talk about it too much. I'm curious, does he go on ESPN? Has he been on ESPN lately? I haven't been super locked into that. I know he's still been going live on his YouTube shows. I saw that he was sharing that he won a Webby. I think he won a Webby. So I'm glad he finally caught a break here. Boston Bay said NBA Summer League tickets are on sale May 13th. Yeah, let's use this as a reminder. If you've never been to Summer League or if you've come with us before, we are going to be out there July 10th to the 14th. That's getting out there Thursday. We'll be going to games Friday and Saturday, maybe a little bit on Sunday too. Hopefully we see some Cooper Flag. Should be a good time. So come hang out. I don't think we're going to be doing a live show, but we'll have a couple of meetups, maybe do some Top Golf. We'll have a happy hour. I know the guys from the 89 Cavs, Justin and Steve will be out there. We'll see AJB out there. I know Weisberg will be out there. So would love to have a bunch of you come on out. So July 10th to the 14th. This year, I know normally we stay at the Park MGM. This year we're booked at the MGM Grand, but you stay wherever. It's a good time though. I think this is our 5th year doing it. Does that sound right? Because I don't think we did a show year 1, but we did a show year 2, year 3. We didn't do a show year 4. Yeah, I think this is the 5th consecutive year we've gone to NBA Summer League, which is crazy. And this is also, I've been going to the in-season cup the last 2 years too. So it's a lot of Vegas, man. It's a lot of Vegas. We still got to get through a couple more awards, right? But I think that MVP is pretty soon. It's pretty soon. Yeah, there we go. Let's go to Abu Dhabi next summer. We can do that next. But yeah, just a reminder, NBA Bit will be back tomorrow as well. That'll be a good time at 9 a.m. We'll have some SORARE NBA and some SORARE MLB content tomorrow as well in the afternoon. But I think that's it. I'm going to go take a decongestion because I can't hear anything out of my left ear, which is pretty dope. We got it. Oh, I'll have an old man hoops update for you tomorrow. So we got our 40 and over league. We're back at it tonight. So 7 o'clock, just in time for that. Jaylen Brown passes Paul George, Rasheed Wallace in playoff scoring. Hell yeah, JB. That's great. Jaylen Brown was great last night. He was sick. Also, did you guys see the Missoula quotes? Where he's just like, they were like, what did you think about Porzingis injuries? Like, I like seeing his blood or something. Missoula is on one, man. I am nervous that he's Dexter. You know, like he's a great coach. Probably should get more Coach of the Year love. But I am nervous he's Dexter. It's getting a little freaky with some of these answers. When they found out Tatum was ruled out, he was like finding out in real time with everybody. He had a weird response to that. No, he's not cringe though, DJP. I'll push back on that. Dexter is Joe. Yeah, man. I am nervous about that. Like ding ding ding, like right. I could see him being a little too into his coffee and food, you know. I could see it. Although Dexter, you know, is coming back, won't die, just like Joe Missoula. Just like, I can't believe, I thought he died. In the last Dexter show that they did. And then all of a sudden it's coming back again. It's coming back again. Take a step back is so cringe and forcing being so disconnected. You ain't a vibe. And DJP, you know what? Agree to disagree, bro. I like him. I'm a Joey Maz head, man. He's an NBA champion. Put some respect on Missoula's name. Hey, still can't do underdog stuff. Hoping to be able to do that soon. New York, please. Please, New York. I'm begging. But yeah, I think that's it. We'll call it there. You just in time to go. Don't compare him to Coach Budenholzer. How dare you? How freaking dare you? How dare you? No, how dare you guys? Everybody relax. Oh, I will say one more thing. I don't know if you guys are watching the Celtics documentary on HBO that Bill Simmons executive produced and then put himself in. It is really good. They just did this most recent episode was on like the Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen run. It was really good. And like the KG stuff was awesome. Like even if you don't like Celtics, man, the Kevin Garnett stuff was great. It really was. I recommend everybody checking it out. Some really good moments between KG and Bill Russell. Also, Glenn Davis, Big Baby, was in it, and I thought he legit was in jail from that medical insurance fraud thing or what alleged. I don't want to get sued, but I couldn't believe he was in it. But yeah, Kevin, literally, it's like start this. If you just want to watch one episode, you don't need to watch it all. If you watch the first, like just that most recent episode, it starts with the Paul Pierce stabbing. And also Rick Pitino's in it. We get to watch. I forgot about this. I totally forgot. After a loss in Miami, Rick Pitino faxed in his resignation and just like didn't talk to the team, just left. And then said he was going to come back and speak to the media to explain it all, and then never did. Pitino, just a dog shit human. Chris is watching that and the Kobe doc. I haven't watched the Kobe doc yet. I should watch that one. It keeps saying, do you want to watch the Kobe doc after? And then it also says, do you want to watch Winning Time? And I do. I wish they finished Winning Time. Even as a Celtics fan, I wish they did. Wow, 42 months. More. Wait, what's the Nico news? Did Nico get fired? What's the Nico news? Hold on. Do we have breaking news while we're live? What's the Nico news? Nope, I don't have any breaking news. What's the Nico news? So Contrabus in the chat. What's up, man? Just as we're wrapping up. Thanks for hanging out. Make sure you watch the whole episode. Yeah, I agree. Adrian Brody was awesome in that. I love Brody, and I love John C. Reilly. Are you just talking about the press conference from the other day, DJP? I thought we had talked about that a little bit yesterday. Yeah, I think so, right? Just about his crazy press conference, and the guy was at the mat. What? Are you talking about the ESPN piece by Tim McMahon? Yeah, I think we did. Dr. Steve Brulel. Yeah, hell yeah. All right, guys, we're going to call it. Let's call it there. Juan Stockton. I'm sorry, man. I feel it for you. Listen, I still feel that way about the Red Sox after they traded Mookie Betts, and that's not even as bad as what they did to you guys. So Anthony Davis is Alex Verdugo in this scenario, and I apologize. It's not fair to Anthony Davis, but whatever. Guys, have a great day. Enjoy the playoff basketball. It's just beautiful. I am sleepy because I'm staying up too late, but I love it. I love that we have playoff hoops. It's a great time. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Thanks for hanging out. We are out.